If you're wondering what's the best strategy to start working in project management, you might be thinking about these three roles: project manager, Scrum Master, and product owner. But do you know what's the difference between these three roles? Do you know what's the requirements and certifications that you need to have to start a job as a project manager, Scrum Master, or product owner? In this video, I will explain all of this to you. I'm Rogério Manso, and I'm gonna help you to start project now. If you want to start working in project management, you should think about one of these three roles: project manager, Scrum Master, or product owner. But the first questions before choosing which one you're gonna work, the first question you need to ask is, are you working in an agile environment? This is a critical question you need to answer before deciding which role is best for you. An agile environment is not, if I want to work in an agile environment, as a project manager, you'll not be very successful. Because in an agile environment, there's no role for a project manager. Many companies that are in the transition phase from traditional to agile are still looking for project managers with skills in Scrum or Agile. And in this case, I say that these companies are in a hybrid mode. So they have projects that they still work in a traditional way, but they are trying to move to an agile environment, adopting some practice, some events in the Scrum or any other agile framework. This is not a very good situation if you are starting your career. In fact, if you start working in a company that is moving from traditional to agile, you should face a lot of change in these companies. And this is the worst situation a person that are starting a career could face. If you, for example, if you go to work in this company as a project manager, you're gonna face a lot of resistance and a lot of change in terms of the controls and the planning of your project, because they are not fully traditional and they are trying to move to agile. If you start working these companies as a Scrum Master or product owner, you also will not have all requirements and the conditions to work in your role as a Scrum Master and product owner. The company is not fully adopted in Agile or Scrum. In this case, you're gonna have a lot of resistance, resistance in adopting Agile, in moving from traditional way to manage project. And this is a big issue if you're starting your career. In addition, if you work as a project manager, you'll not have all conditions, all requirements to have a good planning, because maybe part of your project you're gonna execute in Agile, and it's not something very easy to plan. The good news is that there's a lot of companies that are in the traditional mode that are open to adopt Agile, and these companies will be more acceptable in terms of your possibility to mix your roles as a project manager, Scrum Master, or product owner. I saw a lot of job openings that ask project managers with skills in Scrum. For example, we have a Scrum Master certification or product owner certification. But remember, Scrum does not have a project manager role. So in this case, you need to work in a hybrid situation where you need to plan, you need to have an upfront plan of your project, and then in the middle of your plan, maybe you're gonna use or adopt some practice. I'm talking about Scrum, but could be Kanban, could be anything else related to agile methodologies. And this, for someone that are starting a career, it's a big challenge because you have no experience in traditional mode, in agile mode, and even in Scrum. So if you're starting your career, try to avoid working in a company that is in this transition period. Find a company that or works in the traditional way or works in an agile way. This will gives you the opportunity to learn better one specific methodology and one specific framework. And you don't need to mix all these things. But we know that in our reality, in the job market, most of the companies are trying to have a hybrid situation where you still work in Scrum, but they are asking for plans and for long-term vision in terms of your cost and resources. So pay attention where it's what is the environment that you're gonna work in your next job. If you decide to move to an agile environment, a company that is adopting agile, a question that you should be asking is, should I go as a Scrum Master or product owner? You need to understand what's the difference between working as a Scrum Master and product owner. They are totally different. The Scrum Master and product owner, despite working in a team, in the Scrum team, they have very specific responsibilities in your project. The Scrum Master, it's someone who masters the Scrum framework. You need to have a deep knowledge about the Scrum framework. First, you need to have the Scrum Master certification, which I am assuming that you have a minimum knowledge about Scrum. But it's not because you pass a Scrum Master certification that you know exactly how Scrum works. And you need to become involved in some agile culture and understand that the change into agile, it's a big challenge in any company. We say that adopting Scrum, it's simple to understand, but it's difficult to master, and this is real. Scrum, it's a simple framework. It's easy to understand, but it's not easy to adopt, to work. And you need to follow rules. A Scrum Master is not someone that has a responsibility over any plan. A Scrum Master is the owner of the Scrum process in your company. You need to understand this, that you have no project management activities as a Scrum Master. What you have, it's a Scrum management. You need to manage the Scrum adoption in your company and your team. This is a very important thing that you need to understand if you go to work as a Scrum Master. The product owner, it's a person who masters the product and its consumer market. It's a product oriented. You as a product owner have a big responsibility to develop, to have the requirements, to define the requirements, to define the characteristics of a product that add more value to the customer. And you need to understand about this product. You need to understand about the customer, the users. You need to understand about the job, the market, the product market. It's not only about Scrum. In this case, it's about product. You need to understand, have a deep knowledge about the product. You need to understand what is the product that is a competitive competitor from your product. What your customer and users are expecting for your product, and what are the functionality, the requirements that add more value to the customer and the user. You are responsible for the success or failure of the product, and you need to interact with the users, the customers, and your team to understand their needs. So it's not about managing a team, it's not managing an activity, it's about managing a product value. Do I know that a product, do you need to know a product very well? And if you don't have this knowledge, if you don't have this experience working with a product, you're gonna take some time to understand the principles of your product. So becoming a product owner, of course, you will learn about the Scrum framework, you learn about the Agile framework, but there's something that is not taught on the books, on the courses. It's how to evaluate the value of your product. And this is something that you need to discuss with your customers, with your users. This is the big difference between Scrum Master and Product Owner is that the Scrum Master is oriented to the Scrum framework. The Product Owner is oriented to product value. And no one of them are managing projects. And because in the Scrum framework, there's this definition of project management does not exist. What you have is the product management. You need, as a product owner, to manage your product. What is the releases, or are the functionalities that you're gonna include in each release? And each sprint, it's a small project where you need to have a small planning, but it's not you, a Scrum Master or Product Owner, that you're gonna do this. It's the developer team. And this is something that you need to understand, that if you are looking to work in a project management, as a Scrum Master or a Product Owner, it's not something that will develop project skills, management skills in your career. What about the project manager? We talk about the Scrum Master and Product Owner. In a Scrum environment, in an Agile environment, you see very low impact in the project management activities. But if you really want to work in project management, you need to find companies or opportunities where you have to manage a project. Project managers are still needed in almost every company. It's very common to see companies that say that they are moving to Agile, but they are not there yet. They are still in a traditional mode as a project manager. But this is change. Even if you find a job in a traditional project management company, you need to change the way your behavior, your mindset as a project manager. You still continue to do the traditional tasks like planning, controlling, and executing the project. You still need to have the knowledge and the experience on managing risks, managing resources, managing quality, costs, schedule, and everything that you know in the project management. But now you need to add some extra value to your project. And the companies are looking for more than just one person to deliver the project on time and on budget. They are looking for someone to lead a project, to lead the change that this project will happen in your company. A leader is someone who has a strategic view of the business, while the manager just follow organizational rules and procedures and politics. A leader is someone that privileges influence over the hierarchical power. As a leader, you should not work as a manager. You should work as an example, someone that inspire people to work, inspire people to change. So this is the modern project manager. It's a leader and a visionary. You have to understand the business of your company. You need to understand what is the direction, the goal, the north that your company are moving to. You need to understand what will be the impact of your project over the customer, over the users, of your sponsor, and everyone that are impacted by your project. A new project manager, it's not someone that only have a plan and follow this plan and deliver the product on time and on budget. You need to go over these activities. You need to understand business. You need to understand how to motivate people. You need to understand how to motivate the users and the customers, and how to integrate these stakeholders into your project. A new project manager, it's someone that has a vision, a long-term vision in terms of your project. It's not only when you finish your project, but after your project has been delivered. What will be the results? What will be the value added to your company and your customers? What in fact is the best strategy to start a career in project management? Let's take a look in this table. I put here the 3 roles: project manager, Scrum Master, and product owner. The first characteristics that you need to understand is what is the organizational project environment that you're gonna work. If you look for a project management position, you need to find companies that have traditional or hybrid project environment. They could be moving to agile, but they have more traditional characteristics in terms of project management. If you want to work as a Scrum Master or product owner, then you need to choose companies that are more agile or hybrid. You see, hybrid situation is something that could work for all these 3 roles. But as I said, it's a big challenge. It's something that for you that are starting your career is not the best situation. The second point is having a strategic vision. What's the strategic vision that each one of these roles should have? The project manager should have an organizational business vision. You need to understand the company. You need to understand the structure of your company. You need to understand the business of your company. A Scrum Master need to understand the Scrum framework. This is the only point they need to understand. The Scrum framework, they're responsible to adopt Scrum in the company. Of course, you as a Scrum Master, you need to have understand about the company, the culture in your company. But your main role is to make sure that the organization and the team are adopting correctly the Scrum framework. The product owner should have a strategic vision about the product and organizational business, and also the Scrum framework. It's important. But you see the difference between these three roles is more in terms of what you're gonna focus your job. And the project manager, it's to deliver according to project constraints. Could be the cost, the schedule, the resource, I don't know. But you have constraints in your project. And you're gonna emphasize on your project plan. This is your focus, your project plan. The Scrum Master, the focus is on implementing Scrum and the productivity of the team based on the Scrum adoption. And the product owner, it's focused on product value and quality. What do you need to know for each one of these roles? As a project manager, you're gonna work with people for sure, and you're gonna work under pressure most of the time. And you should have a strategic view in managing your project and managing your resources. Also, a good project manager is something that need to learn about business. And being a good project manager is the result, it will impact the result of your project. As a Scrum Master, you also will work with people, but you need to know Scrum deeply. You need to master the Scrum framework. And they say that you're gonna work relaxed. I have some questions about this. I know that working in a Scrum environment, we should have the principle to enjoy. You need to motivate people. People need to have a funny, or not a funny, but an environment that is good to work. But this doesn't mean that you not have pressure in your activity, in your job. So work relaxed. It's like a mindset to be a good Scrum Master. You do not need to transfer your stress to your team. And very important, avoid being a project manager or product owner if you are a Scrum Master. Many companies engage Scrum Masters, but what they really want are project managers or product owners. They are really not interested in adopting Scrum. They are interested in the result of your project. So pay attention on this. Product owner also will work with people, but you need to have a good negotiator because the requirements for your customer will have a lot of challenges. You need to know the product very well. You need to have a deep knowledge about your product and the functionalities. And you need to know the customer and the market and how to prioritize the requirements. These skills are very important if you're gonna work as a product owner. The key skills, talking about these skills: leadership, risk management, planning, communication. These are key to project managers candidates. If you want to really be a good project manager, you need to develop these skills: leadership, risk management, planning, communication, and many others. As a Scrum Master, you need to develop knowledge about the Scrum and Agile. And you need to develop the influence skills. This is important because in a structure, a Scrum structure, you need to influence people in adopting Scrum. It's not something where you can follow or you have a power to ask people to do. You need to convince your team and your company that Scrum is the best option for you, for your company. As a product owner, you need to understand the product, the market, the customer needs. You need to understand how to negotiate and how to communicate. Negotiation, I would say, it's the key skills that you need to develop as a product owner, because you need to develop to negotiate not only with your customers but also with the team, the Scrum team. As you're gonna develop your product backlog, you need to convince and negotiate with your developers and development team the best requirements that they need to work with. And negotiation is the key word to be a good product owner. Certifications. This is very simple. For project manager, you have some like CAPM, PMP, Prince2. This certification, as I said, gives you a minimal knowledge about what to do as a project manager, but you still need to develop your skills, your soft skills, and some hard skills to work as a project manager. Scrum Master certifications and any agile certifications. Could be Kanban, even product owner. All certifications related to Scrum that will give you a knowledge and experience working as a Scrum Master. And also, and product owner also have agile certifications and the product owner certification. It's also interesting that if you're gonna work as a product owner, that you have the Scrum Master certification. This will give you an overview, a better understand about the Scrum Master role. And these are the certifications that will increase your chances to get a job. In terms of the experience, I would say that to start working as a project manager, you should have low to medium experience. What means you can start with like 1 year or 2 working with experience and go to 3 to 5 years of experience as a project manager. How to start getting this experience? You need to work in a project. You need to start in a company that will give you the opportunity to start learning and maybe to have someone more experienced, a senior project manager or intermediate project manager that will monitor you, follow you, coach you, and train you to be a project manager. Scrum Master, I would say medium to high. Why? Because it's not only the question to learn about the Scrum framework, it's to learn how to adopt the Scrum framework. And this will change from company to company. If you work in a company A and the environment that you found in this organization to adopt Scrum will give you some experience and knowledge. But maybe when you're gonna move to company B, it's totally different. The organization, the context, the culture is totally different. So that's why it's important that you have more experience working as a Scrum Master. Could be inside your company, internally. You can work from different teams and different departments where you have different levels of knowledge about the Scrum, and then you improve your capacity to evaluate the strategy and how to make sure that Scrum will be followed by the team. And the same analogy I can use to product owner. The point is, The product owner will work with a product, and let's assume that you are the best of the best in product A. When you are moving to be product owner for a product B, this is a different situation, different context. The user is different, the market is different, the functionalities are different. So unless you're gonna be product owner for the same product in your company, when you move from one product to another, you need to restart learning about this product, the market, and the customer. For me, this is the most difficult situation, the most difficult role that you need to develop, because the product owner is someone that in general they're asking to work in different products, and it's very difficult that you master many projects. It's the same situation as a project manager. Normally people say that project manager should be a specialist. I not agree 100% with this statement. I think that a good project manager that have developed some skills, they can manage any project, but they need to have a technical support, some specialist in this product or in this product, in this deliverable, to help him to plan. The product owner also could ask some support from a specialist in a product, but he is the main responsible for this product. And this is the biggest challenge working as a product owner, is to really master a product. And in the following situation, you need to change this product for something totally different, where you don't have any knowledge or experience working with this product. In terms of job market demand, all these three roles are really hot. Project manager are still a very in-demand position. You have many companies, as I said, most of the companies are still looking for good project managers. And depending on where you live, in which domain you're gonna work, you have more or less demand for this position. But in general, project managers are really hot positions in the job market. Scrum Master, very hot. A lot of companies looking for Scrum Masters. Remember, Scrum Master is someone that needs to have a deep knowledge about Scrum. So for me, between these three, Scrum Master is the one that requires less diversity in terms of knowledge. You need to be very good in terms of the Scrum framework. But the project manager and the product owner have some characteristics in terms of knowledge in other areas that makes more difficult to start. So it's something that depends on what company you're gonna work. The product owner also is high. The point is, product owner, as I said, it's something that will give you some specialty in a product. And unless you want to stay working only with this product, you need to stay learning and getting information about the different products. I would say that if you are starting your career, Scrum Master could be the easy choice to start your career. But it's up to you. I would say that the three of these positions are high in demand for the job market, but all of them will require that you work hard and that you understand that a career is not constructed from night to day. So you need to take time, you need to put effort, you need to work hard and you need to keep learning all the time to be a good professional. Could be a project manager, a Scrum Master, or a product owner. But never give up. I'm sure that if you start your career and keep working, keep learning, you will be successful in your career.